Everybody, and welcome back to FPRL. And for some reason it is saying my audio isn't included, but it surely is. Yes, anyway, welcome back to FPRL. Tonight we have our tier 2 drivers taking on the lovely track that is Silverstone. Obviously a lot of these guys, it is going to be their home race. And in the comms box tonight it is myself, Crosscreek 1888, joined by
OZR 180.
Yes, we have Rosie in tonight. I think first time this season she's been on comms. So always a pleasure. Sadly this week ads just couldn't make it, but I think we've got a good enough fill in for him for this week.
Yep.
As we see the guys out on track, Diamond is our first guy out on track for the minute. He is always the, don't know what it is about him, but he just always wants to be the first one out on track every session he can. Rosie, Silverstone, we all know it's a lot of home drivers races. How do you find it around here? Find it tricky, or is it one of your better tracks?
In my opinion, this is actually one of my good tracks. I actually don't find this track as difficult, and like you said, this is going to be a home track for some of these drivers tonight, so hopefully it could be their best track, or they could struggle at this track. You really don't know.
Yes, and we'll know one thing on Friday night anyway. I'll be struggling with this track. I just can't get the grips with it. So I'll know I'll be definitely in the mud on Friday night. But back to tonight, we will ride on board with Diamond Douchey as he's about to prep his first lap. Rosie, if you want to take us through with Diamond Douchey for this first lap.
Yeah, that's fun. It's always good being the first driver at sometimes, but it can be annoying if you are the first driver, because if you set a good lap, everyone could beat it. So we'll just have to see what Diamond's going to be setting tonight as he goes into sector 1. Not bad around the corners. I don't know much of the corners, so don't expect me to name some of them. Got DRS enabled for Diamond Douchey. Let's see what he's going to set for sector 1. A 27.787. Not bad from the driver himself. Now going into sector 2. Not got much traffic in front of him. So he's got a bit of a clear space to be able to come around some of the corners. It's really tight around sector 2, so you've got to make sure to stay on track. DRS is enabled again for him. 103.732 into sector 2. Just a few drivers letting him by. He goes into sector 3. About to come round the last corner. That is good from Diamond Douchey. Now crossing the line is a 127.589 for the Alpine driver.
Yes, it's 127.5. It's a good start for him as we look to have Nat already, one of our new drivers this week, in the other Alpine. He's already retired. Sadly, that was just due to leaving the session. So, Rosie, if you want to try and get him in right back quickly.
Yep.
Do that. We'll ride on board with one of the other new drivers. It is Callum in the Red Bull. Just coming through the middle of sector 2, time towards Cops Corner. You will see how he gets on for his first night. There is quite a few new guys in with us. You can already see Callum. We've got Golf Star, Shaggy, and obviously Matt. Sadly did get disconnected. Just back with us as we go through Maggots and Beckett's. Obviously a lot of downforce on the cars, keeping these cars stuck to the ground, coming through to the second sector line. So 106 dead. So it's 3 seconds off already what Diamond was doing, so it's just not the best lap so far, but it's just something on the board.
Look at Fishsticks' time. He got a 127.204 in the McLaren. Not bad.
We always know with Fishsticks, Callum just runs slightly wide. See how he does 130.6 with plenty of improvement as Bredikill has left again.
Oh.
And more leader.
Everyone seems to be leaving.
quickly get them two back. Um, don't know what's going on, if it's the lobby or what's happening. But anyway, we'll continue back on. Obviously, Rosie just pointing out Fish Sticks with a 127.2. That's a good first banker lap for him. We know he is quite strong in qualifying.
Yeah.
Obviously, the race just hasn't been the best for him in the last couple of weeks, so he'll be looking to try to improve on that. One person who is going to improve is Yorkie at the minute. He is sitting P3 in the championship, and with our top two guys in the championship not turning up tonight, he has a big chance now to take the lead of the championship, 16 points behind, but he's also got Groundsy level on points with him, so both of them will be looking to make their mark tonight. If they can win this race, they'll be definitely up the top podium, or sorry, top spot of that championship going into next week, which will be Monaco.
That isn't good from Lexus and Fardo 17. They just had a bit of contact into sector 1. I think Fardo was on a lap, and I think Lexus was really near to him, so I think Lexus gave him a little bit of a spin there. Don't exactly know what happened between.
Oh, there's actually no Fardo. That's not nice, man.
I think there's just a bit of what's it called? A bit of beef going on between them two or something on track. And now, yeah, they're purposely doing it now. They're both.
Just take our eyes off that and let the stewards deal with that. But that's definitely something, guys, we should not be doing. Yes, obviously something's happened between them, but you know, you just got to forgive it. Just get on with it. You've ruined your own qualifying now. You've ruined them set of tyres. Now you're going to have to box again, get a new front wing. All for nothing.
It's Noah just crossed the line. He's now P2 with the 127.298, followed by Cruiser, who just came across the line to take P3. So at the moment, the times are all really close, near to each other across screen, with Fish Stick still leading with a 127.204, but It's Noah isn't that far apart from him.
And there is still plenty of time to be found on this track, as we've got 10 minutes left of this qualifying session. The grip will start to ramp up in the next 5 minutes or so. These guys will be setting a new set of soft tyres on, get all the fuel out of the car and go for one last lap, as Liam gets a 127.2 on the board, just 800ths behind Fish Stick, so Fish Sticks definitely will have a challenge on for him. See a lot of guys in the pit, so he will just ride on board with Gary. It looks like he's just under 2/10 up on his time. See how he finishes off, if he can gain any other positions, which he does. P8 with a 127.7, so that's a great last sector for Gary to find a couple of tenths there. He'll be happy with that one. Looks like it's kind of calmed down at the minute, with a lot of guys in the pits are just on the right laps. So let's see if we can find someone that is on a lap.
Well, they have got a few minutes left of the session. They've got 9 minutes 24. So some drivers will probably want to come out towards like 5 or 4 minutes left of the session.
As that is going to be the case, we'll have some guys probably out of sync here. One of them guys will be TJ. He has not been having the best of seasons so far, I think. Safe to say, I think he'll even admit that himself. He's probably hoping to kick off his home race as a good points total for him, and that has to start off with qualifying. He's just not a strong qualifier, and he knows that. But he knows he has the race pace, just needs to try to keep out of some incidents that do happen. Sadly, they're not his fault, but he's just been able to catch the wrong side of every incident, looks like, this season. So keep an eye on him as he goes up for his second flying lap.
Fish is about to come and prove his lap cross screen. He's about to start his second lap. Will he be able to? Yeah.
Keep an eye on TJ for now, as Fish Stick's right in behind him. So just coming through the first sector of Village and Loop, just trying to get the power down, which he does. DRS will be able to overtake, is on, so we will see shortly if he can improve on his first sector alone, which it looks like it's going to be, yes, a 2/10 improvement. So already that's going to pump him up to P7 if he can keep just that 2/10, but there's still going to be plenty of improvement as we go through Luffield, down towards Cops Corner. Full power, full overtake. Should be flat out as we go through Cops. Just pure commitment through it. Just trying to find the smoothest line, which he does. Runs out. No, it's actually pretty good. It looked like he was going to run out wide as we go through Maggots and Beckett's full power again. Does he decide to lift? Still does not lift until we get the last part of Beckett's. So a lot of commitment in TJ, the Haas driver, at the minute, as he is now near enough 5/10 up. So he's already pushing at fish sticks as we come up towards Stowe. He's kind of through there. Can he keep the car plant to get on the power early, which he does. Coming back down towards the end of this lap, down towards Vale and Club. Gets the car turned in pretty nicely on the power early, and as I say that, he loses the rear end. That's going to cost him time. If I'm going for a pole lap, just loses near 2.5 tenths, maybe even more. But fish sticks comes across the line. He cannot improve. What looked like it was going to be a great run for TJ, had a chance for getting provisional pole, is just slipped away from him in the last corner.
Yeah, I'm just inviting you now, ready for call.
Yeah, Nat, you won't be able to take control because if you've left the session, it's just retired your car.
Yeah.
It's just the unfortunate things of this game. Just right on board with Yorkie as he finished off his lap. It's 127.217. So it's a couple of tenths improvement. Just not enough to get fish sticks off that P1 for now. Looks like go right on board with probably another one of our new guys will be Golf Star, just under 2 tenths up. If he can keep this improvement, getting around the P8, P9 region, which he is, just takes over and splits the two Haas's. So plenty of time with 5 minutes 50 left in this session. But interestingly though, we don't have either of the Ferraris. That is cool, we know, and more later are still just getting back into the session. So with 5 minutes to go, Rosie,
Yeah.
who do you think is going to take pole with it being how close it is?
Well, I think it's going to be really close because at the moment, no one's. Well, with Liam being really close to Fishstick's time, he might come out probably in like 4 minutes. He might beat Fishstick's time, but at the moment, no one has managed to beat Fishstick. So I think at the moment he's secured it for now, but I wouldn't get so confident with his lap time because someone could potentially come out of the pits and beat his time. You don't know yet. I'm speaking of
Just as you said that.
Granzy in the Pick Sauber gets a 126.851. The only driver who's managed to get in the 126 so far.
That's exactly what Grindsey would have been looking for, knowing that he has a chance to take the championship lead, and it looks like for now he's kicked it off to the perfect start with provisional pole if he can hold on to it. Sorry, as we look with Gary coming through Maggots and Beckett's, if he can make slight improvements, the field is that close, a couple of tenths improvement will push him up 4 or 5 positions. We get the second split time here. Had him up by just under 4 tenths. So at this rate, he's pushing up for top 5, a bit more slight improvement, and even then, maybe even P2 with how close it is between P2 and P5. High through Vale and Club. Can he keep the car planted that TJ couldn't be able to do, which does look like he has been able to nicely. Gets to the line. It's a P6, so he just lost a bit of time towards the end of that sector than what he probably had before. So he will ride on board with his teammate Cruiser. If you want to just take through the last sector of this lap with Cruiser, is he equal on his time?
Yep. Oh, and that is, I'd say that's a decent sector 2 from Cruiser. On my screen it did say he had a purple sector, but it might have not been. Oh, and he's just invalidated his lap and has now gone into the pits. That would have been, I think that would have been a good lap from Cruiser, but unfortunately invalidated at the sector 3.
Definitely not what he was wanting, especially knowing he was 2 tenths up. He would have been able to break into the 126s, it looked like. But he still has one more go, 2.5 minutes left in the session. Needs to quickly get the tires put onto the car, dump the fuel out, and go again if he can. As we see Fardo at the last quarter, right over the sausage curb. It's going to lose him some time. Has been able to improve by 2.5 tenths, but sadly he hasn't been able to gain any positions out of that. As again, we have Red is Cool and Nat both going again. If you can invite both of them back.
Yep.
So, with 2 minutes left in this session, all of our drivers are near enough going to be all on the right laps. Fishsticks is in on his lap. He's already a tenth and a half up through the first sector, so we will keep an eye on him as he'll be the first to set a representative time. He must have got a tow from his teammate with Shaggy being right behind, so that's going to help him a bit. To get through Cop's corner, can he keep it on the track? Yes, he does, just inside the lines as Gary just decides to retire in the box. Happy enough with his lap, P7 at the minute. To get through Maggots and Beckett's, can he keep the car planted, gain that little bit of time he needs, just under 4 tenths improvement. He's still only got a tenth and a half. So with one sector to go, can Fishsticks find this magic 2 tenths? Try to force Groundsy off that top position and get that McLaren on it. We get down into Vale and Club. The car turned in pretty nicely, straight swap of direction. Gets the car down. Overtake is on. And he's just missed out by 7 thousandths of a second. It was a great last sector. So we have to quickly go on board with Liam. He'll be one of our next ones maybe. Or be actually, Noah is actually going to be our next one to set a representative time. So he gets through Maggots and Beckett's.
With only 54 minutes left of the session, Crushway, some drivers have decided to come on their last lap, including the Ferraris, I believe. They haven't even completed a lap yet.
It's not ideal for the Ferraris. We did see one of them earlier on, as we see Noah just come across the line. There's no improvement. But we will keep an eye on her. So it was a little bit of a coming together earlier in the session. Really bit of stupidity, I would say, between both drivers. But get away from that. He goes in the middle of sector 2, coming up towards Maggots and Beckett's. So we can get a good lap time on the board. Liam has retired, so he can't be able to improve much more. Actually, I think that might be a retirement on track, which it does look like it is. So that's going to be straight probably to the stewards.
Fishsticks is retired as well.
Nothing much the Fishsticks could have done. He would have had to been on a cool down lap and he wouldn't have made it back in time. We have Hirsch come across the line to P16.
Yorkie's unfortunately invalidated his final lap, so P5 will have to settle for him. Shaggy getting P3 underneath his teammate Fishstick, so it's a McLaren 2-3.
You see Diamond and TJ right side by side. Diamond stays P11, P12 still for TJ. So our next one across the line will be one of the kick Saubers, and it is going to be what looks like is our pole sitter Groundsy, who decides to come into the pits, doesn't want to use up any of the tyre life. So that looks like that could be us. I don't think anybody else is on a lap.
No, unfortunately Lexus did invalidate their lap, and I'd say that's it.
Cruiser was actually one of the last guys to get his lap done. 3.5 tenth improvement puts him up to P5, just a tenth and a half really behind our pole sitter, which is going to be Groundsy. So that's a great result for the kick Cyber ban.
Yeah.
Obviously looking to kick on from inheriting P1 last week after our on-track winner Noah just had got 20-second penalty received from the stewards.
So as it stands, Crosby on the standings, if Groundsy manages to beat Yorkie, who I believe is currently P6, if Groundsy can get a good start and try and hold up Fish Sticks and Fish Sticks' teammate Shaggy, he could potentially beat Yorkie in the standings.
Yeah, it's definitely a brave possibility, especially now with Yorkie being 5 positions behind Groundsy off the start. Both of these guys know they have a good chance at getting the top position in the championship as we would move on to next week, which would mark the halfway point of our season in Monaco. So it'd be a perfect way to kick off the first half of the season, being on top of the Drivers' Championship. And I don't know about you, but it does look a bit gloomy. And
I
as
was
we all know
about to
with British
say,
weather, it just changes any way it wants.
because it does look like it looks a bit like it is gonna start raining, but I would say at the moment the weather does seem a bit dry at the moment, but as you can see, the weather doesn't look as good.
Yeah, I think we all know how quickly the weather can change. Where we are, especially in Silverstone tonight, we'll see 1 minute of sun and then straight back to the rain, which looks like we could have a possibility of, as we are just waiting for the guys to get their setups on,
It
get
does
the strategies done.
it does look like at the moment though drivers are some are on medium tires and some are starting on the softs. So I don't think at the moment that we will see any. I think it's a bit too early at the moment, and I don't think it is gonna rain yet unless if the weather does change and decide to start raining, then we will probably see some drivers on inters, depending on if it's going to be light rain or heavy rain.
It would be definitely something to look out for, and I think maybe if we don't see anyone on the hards, that could give us maybe a slight answer if the rain's going to come halfway through this race. But that will soon be found out, as we are just waiting for the guys just to finish off with their fuel and waiting for our lobby host to get us going under racing. But talking about strategy, if this does stay dry, Rosie, what do you think the strategy would be? You think it'd be a simple one stop, or maybe see some guys doing a two stop?
Well, it depends. It depends really if like how many safety cars there are going to be across it. If it's going to be like, if there's a safety car, probably like a late one, we might see some drivers depending on their strategy. So if we see drivers at the moment starting on the mediums, they might go straight to hards, or they might go medium to softs. But it depends. If there is a late safety car, we might see some drivers changing their strategy, and we might see a different strategy. We might see more drivers making another pit stop. So it might not just be a one pit stop. We might see maybe 2 pit stops.
We've already seen that over the past couple of weeks. Some late safety cars has caused some drama across all tiers. So it could be something again to look out for tonight, especially with how high speed this track is. If any slight sort of collision could involve a spin. The only thing, thankfully, is the walls are still quite far away for any guys to get major damage.
Yeah. There might only be virtual safety cars. There might not be just like a full safety car. But if we do see some drivers, if there is a full safety car, we might, depending on how they've got their tires, how long they've had their tires on, we might see they might change tires, or it depends when the safety car will, if there's a late one.
So, as I said, we will look out for it. So we shouldn't be waiting too much longer. And we will be able to see what kind of strategies these guys are going for. We did see a couple of hard runners on Monday night with our tier 3s. Try to make that work. But I would say most of these guys should be starting on the mediums. But we should see any minute now. Once TJ says we are good to go.
Be any minute now.
So it's just the last minute preps for these guys. Maybe get a chance to get a quick drink.
Yep, and there we
On the
go.
grid for our formation lap. We will quickly bring up tyres, see how everybody is looking at. It's quite a split actually. So
There is a different
with the
range.
two hard rudders.
Yeah, there is a different range of tyres across the grid, because at the moment it seems that the McLarens have both gone different tyres. We've got Fishdix who is currently P2 behind Groundsley on the mediums, and we've got Shaggy who is on hards. So it does look like there is a range of different tyres, but as we do see, most drivers are on the mediums, but there are a little bit of people that are on soft tyres.
Rosie, do you want to quickly take us through the bottom 10 drivers on the grid?
Yeah. Okay, so we got Lexus, who is currently at the back of the grid, who is on hard tyres, followed by Fardo 17, who is on medium tyres. Nat F1 is on medium tyres. Fred is Cool is on softs. BLXR Callum on mediums. Hirsch on the softs. Reese's is on the hards. More Leader is on the softs. Tidrum is on the mediums. Diamond is on the softs. And in P10, Gold Star is on softs. Take it away, Grosky.
Gary and P9 starting on the mediums, the first of 3 mediums on P9. P8 is Monkey Boy also on the mediums, and Noah in the kit Cyber in P7. Switching up the strategy is Yorkie in the Mercedes, starting on the softs. Then we have Cruiser in the RB on the mediums. Liam is sitting in P4 for the Red Bull. P3 and P2 both are McLaren drivers of Shaggy and Fishdix, both going for the split strategy. But our pole sitter tonight, Ryan Britton, is Groundsy. He is starting on the softs, hoping to get a good start as we get everybody lined up on the grid. It's crucial for Groundsy, try to get a good start, try to cover off that inside for Fishdix.
And Shaggy's been disqualified.
Not a great start for him, so that's going to leave him vulnerable to Liam, especially being on the hard tyres.
And Nat also getting disqualified, and Alexis.
So as we do get our race underway with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are away at Silverstone after a pretty long wait. It looks like Groundsy hasn't got a bad getaway, but Fishdix did look on the outside. Just have to stick around the outside and do 2 by 2 at turn 2.
There's a bit of a crash in the back with Reese's, and I think it's made a lot of drivers at the back spin there. I don't exactly know what happened there, but it was a bit chaotic at the back. Some drivers have dropped down the places, as I believe that was Bredis Call, who just went off the track and is now rejoined and is looking to make a move on the Ferraris.
That's unfortunate for one of our new guys in the Mercedes of Races Pieces. It's a nice name, kind of making me hungry, but we will get back to the front of the grid where we have Groundsy still sticking in P1 as you see Noah go out wide at Cox. That's going to leave him vulnerable. He's already lost 1 position. Gary is right in behind on the crowd, trying to get through. See Noah straight back on the back of Diamond Douchey. Can he get a better run as we get up towards Stowe? There's quite a gap already between the first 3 and back to Cruiser. Already a 1 second gap created. Noah just up straight in behind Diamond Douchey. Down the field, if there's any close battles, it looks like everything's pretty clean now.
Shaggy did lose a few places as well, Crossway. He's now dropped to P14.
Yeah, and that's another one of our newcomers, just not having the best first lap. Obviously he started P3 on the hard tyres. Just hasn't worked out for him. I don't know if there's been any contact that's forced him out wide to lose positions, but it's a shame to see. So he'll be looking to battle through this field, hoping probably for a late safety car once he's medium on his blue box, trying to get him undercut that way. See Yorkie at the top of the field, still fighting along with Cruiser, being able to overtake Cruiser. Crucially, he's been able to get back inside the 1 second of Liam, so if he can stay within that, that's going to just keep a whole DRS train at the minute, it looks like, between the whole field. Already we see Groundsy making pure advantage of the soft tires, just creeping outside that 1 second in the minute. It is crucial for Fishsticks trying to get through Maggots and Beckett's within this 1 second, or it will leave him vulnerable to Liam. Will he have done it? Doesn't look like it, so it looks like Liam will get a chance. Come up towards still with the DRS. The lead doesn't want to use his battery, so it looks like he's actually happy enough.
There's something else happening there. Cross between More Leader and It's Noah are trying to battle for P8 as More Leader is currently getting the pace, getting a better pace from Noah. He is getting really close to Diamond Douchey. Yorkie setting the fastest lap time. The moment in this caution in sector 3. And I believe that's one of the Ferraris.
Looks like a surprise of her. She's been able to get the car back into movement. As you see Diamond putting pressure on Monkey Boy in front, but he's also got the pressure of More Leader, also on the soft tires right in behind as More Leader's trying to make some sort of slipstream, but Diamond's going to go down the inside of Monkey. Can he make a stick? He's going to have to go the long way around through Luffield, but that's going to leave him vulnerable on the inside. If More Leader can get the nose in, which he just can't, so for now Diamond still has to stay P7. Get down towards top, sticking in the slipstream of Monkey Boy. Surely he doesn't go for a move, he's not that silly. He's going to probably wait for the DRS. You can see that Monkey Boy's outside of the DRS, so it should be pretty easy pickings for him once we get there. Great on board view through Maggots and Beckett's, just how much speed these guys have to actually put through the car. He will get the DRS, but crucially though, he didn't get a great exit, but will it be enough to carry him? See just a line of cars. You can also see More Leader trying to go down the inside. Stay too wide, looked like More Leader was trying to go for it. Still side by side through Stowe. Monkey Boy will have the inside for Veal. Will he be able to hold it there? Well, looks like it maybe just broke a bit too early, and that's allowed actually More Leader to get through as well.
Fishsticks is currently leading the race as he made a move on Groundsy to take the lead of the British Grand Prix at the moment. But Liam is not that far behind from Groundsy's and taps a little bit of the back of Groundsy's car, getting DRS.
Maybe we are starting to see these soft tires starting to wear off a bit. We do know Silverstone was pretty high wear rate on the tires. Again, slight touch at the back of Groundsy, still no harm done. Too close, you see him just sticking into the slipstream. He can't go for a move. Already, Liam up to P3 after it looks like the other McLaren had a big problem on the first lap. Fishsticks now. Doesn't seem like he's been able to get the PS3 cups. That's allowed Groundsy to catch straight back up within a tenth and a half. So Fishsticks will be under a lot of pressure here. He will have to probably dump his battery, which he is going to do, and just make sure it's maybe one of them.
It is really close between the four drivers at the moment, but Groundsy just made a move there on Fishsticks. But Liam is, I think Fishsticks nearly made a mistake there in sector 3, as it looks like Liam and Yorkie are catching up to Fishsticks.
Yeah, we've seen Groundsy make that move. It looks like actually something's happened at the back. What is it? It looks like a lot of cars have actually had a bit of a problem.
Let's have a look.
Being changed everywhere.
It's Noah has gone into the pits, and I believe he's changing his tyres. I don't think there's not much damage from any of the cars at the back.
Do get back to the action with Nat and Shaggy, and Bredis Pull is getting involved. Bredis Pull sticks it down the inside of Shaggy. That's allowed him to progress up a position, trying to make the best use out of these soft tyres. Next up for him is going to be Nat, who is on the mediums. Red Skull will be looking to try to get some sort of improvement on his qualifying session. We do know he does have the pace. It's just about trying to get through this field. Bit of patience with what looks like it's going to be 20 laps to go next time round. Still plenty of time in this race. But we go back up to the front of the field again with this DRS train. It's going to leave Grindsey a bit vulnerable. So will he just allow Fishsticks to get past? No problem. Does Yorkie just in behind. Had a little look. Thought better of it. Not enough time there. And that's allowed, crucially, Cruiser to get into this battle.
Oh,
and if
Monkey,
they keep going this way...
Monkey's losing a few positions here. He's currently in P8. He is a bit close to Diamond Douche's car. And Shaggy's gone into the pits. And It's Noah gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
So that could be something that we see this week. Maybe a few time penalties come into effect. We did see it last week around Canada, which is pretty hard with the track limits that there is. But we will keep on board with Monkey as he does get the DRS off Diamond Douche.
He's going for it.
It'll be a pretty simple move.
He's gone for it, and he's made it successfully.
That was a great move by Monkey. Obviously, with the DRS helped him as we got up towards Brooklyn. So he was able to get past Diamond Douche pretty simply. So he'll be looking to get a charge on. And the way these front six are going, you know, if they keep battling the way they are, as we actually see battling between Warleader and Cruiser, trying to go side by side in the Maggots and Beckett's needs a lot of confidence.
Sector 1.
Looks like it's going to be one of our new guys of Callum. Looks like a Red Bull.
Yep, he's gone. He went off track. He's now off track again. He's letting Reese's go by. He's not going to fight him. He's just going to get back on track.
Back on track, we'll go back up to the action. At the front, we got 6 cars separated by about a second and a half.
He nearly lost it there.
Powerful.
Oh, and he's just gone into the wall and is now missing his front wing. So he's
that brings
gonna
out the virtual safety car.
Yep, he's going to have to hit, and he's gone off track again.
That will require a wing change from the Red Bull team, and that's just going to neutralise this top 6 battle that we did have. And just over 2 seconds gap to Diamond.
I think it is for stewards to look at. I don't know if he just went into the wall on purpose or he just lost it, because he didn't lose his front wing earlier.
So it could be something for the stewards to look at once this race does finish. Yeah, just waiting for the green flags to fly again, and looking for Grindsey to try to pull away from Yorkie. Gives him a little bit of respite to get this battery back up. See, crucially, Yorkie was able to make the move on Fishsticks going down in the stow, and he's given no room to Grindsey, making sure he's going to be under pressure under this restart.
He has stayed out. Callum has. He didn't go into the pit, so he's still missing his front wing.
Well, that should be something he should know himself. Get the front wing changed. Hopefully once these leaders get up to him, maybe he'll be well out of the way by then. But as we see, go back to the action to the front 2. Yorkie all over the back of Grinds. He's not giving him an inch of movement. So he will get the DRS this time. Will Grindsey be able to battle it off? Or what we've already seen is he's just allowed it to happen, knowing what is going to happen. Yorkie gets round the outside, gets the move done well before Brooklyn. So we do have a third different change of the leader for this race already in Yorkie. What he needed, especially after I think he was our actual week 1 winner. So he'll be looking to try to make it 2 for the season. Crucially, again, we still have the top 6 all together. Diamond Douche isn't being able to make anything, so it looks like we're actually getting 2 separate DRS trains, one between P1 and P6, the second one between P7 and P11. See, Monkey Boy cut right in behind Diamond Dushy. 3 maggots and Beckett's. Such a quick part of the track. It's very hard to make the move, but he does get a good exit with the DRS. This should be a pretty simple one again. See how powerful the DRS is right here as Callum decides to call it a day.
He got a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane and then decided to retire.
Is not going to be the start that one of our new guys wanted, but there's always next week. There's always plenty to move on to, especially with next week going on to the Principality that is our glorious Monaco. But getting back to tonight's action, we did see more later try to stick a nose down the inside of Liam, but he's going to try to go around the outside now. Just isn't going to be able to make it happen, but Liam's now going to have to try to defend off Morley. It's going to be right tucked under the rear wing. Will Morley be able to get it done down the inside? He's looking, can't get move done, so it looks like actually Liam has a better straight line speed, but saying that Morley's been able to get it down the inside, and he's sticking around the outside of Luffield. Just about can. Interestingly, Liam's actually lost his front left end plate, so that's going to be why he's struggling. There must have been a bit of contact between the front six.
They're all battling.
That's going to cost him big time.
They're all battling up in from P6 onwards, but they are all keeping it clean at the moment. Fishstick's getting that DRS. It does look close. He, for a minute, he was going to make a move there on Yorkie. Monkey Boy cut and
actually decides to box.
Yeah, and Monkey Boy cut and Diamond Dushy were just fighting just a minute ago for P7. As you said, Yorkie has gone into the pits, but he looks like he's going to come out probably near the bottom.
So he'll be coming out towards the tail end of the field at this rate. But crucially for him, he's going to have so much clear track, and we all know how powerful the undercut is around here. Sticking on the medium should be able to take him to the end of this race, barring any safety cars happening between now and the front guys pitting. So he'll be looking to get a good bit of clear track here for about 6-7 laps.
Diamond and Monkey just made a clear move on each other. Diamond's now into P6, trying to now hold it from Monkey Boy Kurt. But as it stands, that Diamond has got more battery than Monkey Boy Kurt. But as it stands at the moment, Diamond is on the soft tires. He's the only driver that's near to the top who is on soft tires.
Seen that battle, seen two different battles there. Granzy and Fishsticks going side by side through Stowe. We also seen Fardo getting involved with Diamond and Monkey.
Granzy's now into
trying to
the
stick
pits.
it around the outside. This would be a crucial one for Granzy. He's had to respond to Yorkie boxing that one lap earlier, and how overpowered the undercut is. That'll be one to look out for once Granzy does get towards the end of his pit lane. We will get back to that and see how close it is, but we can see Gary just touching the back of DJ. Shouldn't have done him any harm. Again, that's just allowed our front four now to get 4.2 seconds of a gap in top 4 and P5. But we'll get back down towards Granzy. Can he get out in front? Which it looks like he hasn't. He's lost out just a bit of time on Yorkie, so Yorkie crucially has been able to make that undercut work and take a net P1 at the minute. So especially with the free track that he does have, that will help both of them just be able to kind of DRS train each other all the way back up. How fresh their tires are going to be. It's going to be hard for the front guys to try to do anything about it. Talk about the front guys. Fishstick's going to now be under the pressure of more later. He's still out on the soft, so will he decide to have to box this lap and try to respond to the other two?
It would be good if more leader makes a pit stop soon, but he looks like he's going for a move on Fishsticks. But if I was more leader, I would pit now, which he's doing at the moment. Owen Gary getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
And crucially, with the other guys pitting, that's just pushed Cruiser just outside of the 1 second of Fishstick, so he's going to start to struggle slightly. So he's maybe going to have to work a bit together with Liam, who we do know does have the damage. But he still does have a bit of pace behind him that he's able to keep up with Cruiser. You see that next victim of the 3-second time penalties.
Yep.
We will see can Grinsey and Yorkie make out on more leader. They've made quite a big gap towards more leaders. See just how powerful that undercut is.
And now Monkey Boy Kurt is fighting with Fardo 17. He is now P4, but at the moment Fardo looks like he's trying to catch up to Monkey Boy Kurt, but he has got Tidjum not that far behind from him. So I think there's going to be a bit of a battle here between these three drivers. I think the Has team are trying to keep it clean between them two, as one's in P4 and one is in P6.
Fardo going down the inside before Stowe, so now that's allowed him to try to get away from Monkey Boy Kurt, and crucially with a couple of laps left before the medium runners are going to have to box. With how close the two Haas drivers are, they're going to have to start making that decision of who gets the first call. Will it be the driver in front, or will it be the one in behind, trying to just get that sly little undercut on the guy in P4 at the minute of Fardo, just to try to push along.
Freddy's core is now into the pits. He was the only one left on the soft tyres, who's now pitting for medium tyres, and Lexus is the only one who yet hasn't made a pit stop, who is on the hard tyres. So maybe Lexus's tyres aren't, he probably don't need to pit yet. I don't think his hard tyres have worn out yet.
There'll still be plenty of laps before them hard tyres start to show any bit of wear. As we were talking, Monkey Boy has been able to re-overtake Fardo. The slight snap of the rear end, but shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. He should be able to keep the position, up towards Cops, but Fardo does have a bit of pressure now behind from Monkey's teammate TJ. As I started getting the hiccups. That's allowed Gary right into this battle again with Nat. So maybe it is time for maybe one of these two guys at the back to maybe think about going for the undercut in a lap or two. We've seen that the softs can do 12 laps, with Brett is cool going out for 12 laps as Fardo again overtakes.
Lexus gets a 3-second time penalty as Liam goes into the pits. He's the first one to make a pit stop on those medium tyres. And if he's got a good strategy, he's going to go on to the soft tyres. Will we see most of the drivers that are on medium tyres cross-country go onto the softs?
Surely it's the only way about, and I think maybe Lexus is maybe starting to regret the decision of going on the hards at the start of the race, unless there is still that slight bit of rain. It is still overcast. We did see a great move from Nat around the outside of Silverside Boy into Stowe, and we just seen a move from Monkey Boy Kurt on Fardo yet again for the second lap in a row at the same position of Brooklands. So it looks like at the minute they're just happy enough to swap the position, trying to gain up that time that they are losing. 5-6 seconds. We're still losing a bit of time between the top two, and crucially Cruiser's been able to close in on Fishsticks and get the DRS back, so maybe Cruiser has a bit of extra tyre life left in them mediums.
Personally, if I was Lexus, I would have started like all the other drivers either on the soft tyres or on in the mediums, because he might have regretted his decision now being on the hards where everyone else is on the medium tyres.
Now we see the first of the ones in that second DRS to make the call. That is Monkey Boy Kurt, so he's decided now it's the time to get on the softs. He'll be looking to try to gain that second on Fardo on this lap. If Fardo does choose to respond, Obviously, that's going to allow TJ now to try to get with Fardo as he has Nad in behind, and Gary also pits with Monkey Boy.
More leader
So
setting the
both
fastest lap for the Williams.
Yes, our guy in the net P1, it actually looks like the top three that have pitted at the minute are actually working together, which is going to help them in the long run. So it won't allow Fish Sticks to get away. And as you see, a McLaren spun at the start finish line.
It's a
That is
safety
Shaggy
car.
with no front wing. And a safety car has came out on track, and Cruiser, Fish Sticks, Fardo, TJ are going to be absolutely loving this here. They're going to gain so much time with how slow of a pit lane that this track has.
Personally, if there's a safety car now, it would be a good timing as the cars are a bit spread out. Personally, I would probably make a pit stop now, otherwise it could be too late. All the cars are going to be coming together when it is the safety car.
We will have a look. So at the minute, Lexus more leaders 22.8 seconds behind our leaders at the minute.
Yep, so
enough time for our top four. And as say that, you see Cruiser try to make the move on Fish Sticks. Fish Sticks has tried to respond and get a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Cheeky move from Cruiser, and the three of the top four have all picked up.
And Nat gets disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Lexus gets a 10-second penalty for a severe collision. So that wasn't really good for Fish Sticks, as he got a 10-second penalty there for Cruiser, who made a move. I think they were trying to battle to get into the pit lane first, Crossgrey.
Yes, even though it is under safety car, the pit lane still is pretty active, and it looked like their more later did get Cruiser, but Cruiser has been able to get the move done as we get to the safety car. So Cruiser has been able to make the most of this safety car at the minute, getting in and out, staying in P1, getting soft tyres on. Obviously the best tyres to be on at this time of the race, with about 9 laps to go once we get back under racing.
And More Leader and Groundsy are still on those medium tyres for 4 and 5 laps now, so it could give Fish Sticks a chance to try and battle again with Cruiser after the safety car has come in.
Just a shame actually to see what's happened there. Obviously, you know, it is a bit of a live racetrack. Pit lane, Cruiser did make the move, and Fish Sticks has picked up a 10-second penalty along with Fardo and TJ, both all in the top 4 at that time. Crucially, one person this probably has actually helped out is Lexus. He was on the hard tyres at the time. He's been able to, interestingly though, go for the medium, so maybe he's used up all his soft sets in qualifying. He hasn't been able to get the new set of softs on, so he's going to be on the back foot as we get back under racing here in the next lap or two. We'll quickly have a look at position change under the safety car. More leaders, our biggest gainer, at the front with 11. Fardo also with 12. So both William drivers making the absolute most of the safety car that we do have out on track at the minute. It looks like Lexus has decided to pit again.
Yeah, it does look like.
Okay, so unless he's got a 10-second time penalty that he's having to serve, then yes, he does. So he's probably hitting that in the pit lane, which is giving that 10-second time penalty. So that's actually pretty smart for him actually to go onto the mediums first and then take the softs once he gets rid of the time penalty.
And he's putting a new front wing on as well. Shaggy getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Steele in the chat. TJ in the points. Come on. Even though Steele and TJ are near enough the best of mates, if not the best of mates, and I think Steele knows that himself. But TJ in the points, obviously something he hasn't been able to do at all this season, I don't think. I think he's actually been able to grab a single point. No, he hasn't. So at the minute, he'll get only 1 point, but still quite 9 laps left in this race. He can just improve that.
Yeah, Tijim is doing good at the moment. He, as you said, Koski, he is one of the most drivers on that is on soft tyres at the moment. So if he can get a few positions done, he could score some more points on the standings.
That's what we just quickly still have this safety car. It might be in the end of this lap. Might have a little late call here with Lexus just about to catch the pack. Just quickly look at the penalty situation. Obviously, there's a few guys that did get the 10 seconds of penalties for speeding in the pit lane.
Safety car is in this lap. So as we see, Cruiser is now slowing all the cars right down.
So Cruiser will take control of this field. And he'll decide when to go. When that is, we will not know just yet. But he'll be looking to try to catch out more later. Try to get the most advantage out of these soft tires while he can before they do start dying off.
He wants a good start as well, Chris Free, so I think he is probably gonna go soon so he can get more of a gap of him and more leader. But it looks like Cruiser is gone now, as the gap does increase between him and more leader.
So he's nearly caught more leaders. They're napping, but maybe more leaders just about got right on him. Grindy. It looks like actually the whole field's been able to get away pretty well at the minute. See a bit of battle down towards P7 with Fardo and down Duchy. With also Yorkie in front as well in P5. Obviously with the championship permutations at the minute. Grindy at the minute where he is will be 1 point behind going into next week of our championship leader. He still has time to try to improve on that. Down through the field here, any battles with both Aston Martins up, Breda School and Goldstar near side by side. Hirsch is going to maybe try to look for a move, just fits in behind with Shaggy in behind him. Doesn't look like he's got the best of runs. Will Shaggy go try to go down the inside of Maggots? Can they get side by side? They do. Shaggy's just pulled off a great move down the inside, and that's actually going to allow Noah now to have a look at Hirsch. He's just had a terrible run through Maggots and Beckett's. Can Hirsch try to hold off Noah? It doesn't look like it. Noah's down the inside. We still have Reese's pieces down the back of him.
And it looks like it was going to be a 3-wide there between it's Noah and Reese's, and Lexus trying to get involved as well now.
Making the most out of these soft tyres at the minute, setting the fastest lap. Crucially, he needs to try to get out of the 1 second DRS. He hasn't done it this lap, so maybe he's had his chance and he just hasn't been able to make the most out of it. But as we see a massive send from the Williams of 4-1 Yorkie. Can Yorkie try to hold it off? Both of them will have DRS, so it's just a matter of straight line speed and battery, which Yorkie has none and Fardo has a lot of, so Fardo will be able to make this one pretty simply. See Monkey Boy Kurt trying to get down the inside of Yorkie as well. He's made this move already 3 or 4 times in this race. Down the inside of Brooklyn's, right on the outside of Loughill. That's a great move. Yorkie's lost out 2 positions already.
And it is really getting close between Hirsch and It's Noah. It's Noah's really close to the back of Hirsch's car. Keeps on giving him a little bit of a back touch there, but nothing happening at the moment between them two drivers, as Hirsch does get DRS. Reese does pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
People let lie on this back on the back. Does look like it's kind of faded out slightly, but we do see that Goldstar right all over the back of Shaggy. Hasn't been able to make the move down with the DRS. Right all over the back as we go on to lap 19 for these guys.
Oh, and It's Noah was nearly going to take out Hirsch there. Was like really close to the back of the Ferrari car. He was going to go for a move there, but it looks like Lexus is getting involved as well.
There's a slight bit of contact, it looked like, between Noah and Lexus. Maybe Noah just cut across a bit too much, collected a touch of the Ferrari. It looks like it's all good for now. We'll have this massive train from P1 all the way down through the field after the safety car restart as TJ just tries to get past Liam. Will Liam try to look for it down the inside? We've already seen him. Two cars try to go side by side, three cars, it just does not work. Back up through the front of the field. Interestingly, Cruiser has not been able to get this 1 second gap that he needs. That's going to allow more leader to have a look at him with the DRS. Will he go for the move? He's happy enough. It looks like not using any of his battery, crucially on 100%, with Cruiser down at 24% of his battery. So he's trying to work hard, trying to create that gap, and it just doesn't seem like it's coming.
And now Lexus and it's Noah now fighting, and they're both going side by side, and Noah does get really close to Lexus's wheel.
We've actually had the Red Bull of Liam go into the wall, so there has been a bit of contact. That's brought out the virtual safety car. So he's lost all of his front wing, and he's decided not to box. So surely should be seeing Red Bull pit crew go out again for a front wing change. The second time of this race. But crucially, with this virtual safety car, that's allowed Cruiser to build his battery all the way back up to 100%. He's near enough 70% deficit to more leader. This will give him another chance to try to get away. Crucially for Cruiser, we'll be hoping that it stays out till after the DRS, so it doesn't give more leader a chance. The latest looking with him going full power, we might be going back under green pretty soon.
Hopefully Groundsy can try and secure that P3 at the moment, as he's been on mediums for 10 laps.
So as we've quickly got this virtual safety car out, who's impressed you the most, Rosie, so far?
Probably, I would say at the moment, Bishop's has been trying his best at the moment. He did have a bit of a bad start at the beginning, but he is currently P4, but he's got a penalty, but it's not. He's doing well, and I think Groundsy's also doing alright as well in being P3. The gap between him and more leaders not that far.
As we see Liam getting a 10-second time penalty in the pit lane, so we'll be getting a new front wing. Crucially, Cruiser has been able to take advantage of that BSC and get outside of that 1 second. Now we're going to have to see more leader try to work hard on these old medium tyres. Crucially, that will come back to him towards the end of this race with 5 laps, by 4.5 laps to go. He'll maybe just have slight better tyre life than Cruiser. Just gets back inside the 1 second. They'll go through Cops and Maggots and Beckett's. Cruiser maybe has just blown his chance to get away with this one.
It is unfortunate at the moment for one of the Haas drivers with Tidrum, who's currently in the points in P9, but he's got a 23-second time penalty, and Silverstar Boy did make a move on Tidrum to take P8 at the moment.
Say that TJ makes the move on Gary, and Shaggy also makes a move, trying to even look at TJ. Had a little touch, I think. You see the two Aston Martins of Bredesco and Gulfstar going side by side as well through Stoke. Still side by side with TJ and Shaggy. TJ gets the inside for Peel. Still contact, that's going to hurt him. He's going to cross a big block in behind. Shaggy gets out with it now, but Gary's looking down the inside of TJ. Nothing doing there, as there's maybe slight contact between the Aston Martin and the Mercedes of Yorkie in behind them. Is the Aston Martin going to try to get down the inside of Yorkie? As you see a Ferrari run out very wide. Two Aston Martin still side by side. Who comes out of it this time? Looks like it's Gulfstar that gets the revenge on Bredesco, but they need to start working together and not battling. For even though they both do have penalties, they are still pretty close to the points. Will they go side by side again? The nose is just about there of Bredesco. Try to get round the outside. Just doesn't look like he's had the grip. So for now, it looks like Ghost Star's been able to get away with that one.
And now it looks like Brownstone losing a few positions as well, now dropping to P6 as Fardo is now P4 and Monkey in the Haas who is in P5. And Fishstick's picking up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
The time penalties are starting to fly in about now. This is where guys like Diamond Duchy and Grindy will be able to take full effect of it, especially with how close they are to the top. One of them two could easily pick up a podium position as long as they don't get any penalties themselves. As another driver of Noah gets one. So DJ and Shaggy still battling side by side. They're not happy to let this one go.
Well,
DJ gets the best out of it now.
as it stands at the moment, Gramsey hasn't got a penalty. So if Fardo and Fishsticks, who is on 10-second penalty and 13-second penalty, it might give Gramsey a chance to actually be in the pole position. He might be in the top 3.
It's going to be definitely a possibility with the guys in second and fourth of Fardo and Fishsticks both having time penalties. As long as he can keep himself clean of penalties, then it's going to be a great possibility for him. It's a bit of a yellow flag, sector 2. It's one of the McLarens. He's lost his front left end plate, so that's going to hurt him now for the rest of this race. With about 2.5 laps to go, as we see the leaders just getting through Beckett's. Crucially, Fishsticks we did see get past more later. Now he's going to have the pressure on Cruiser. Cruiser decides not to battle it for now. Crucially for Cruiser now, though, he's got more leader in behind who isn't on the time penalty. So a real battle is going to be between more leader and Cruiser. With coming up to 2 laps to go, it looks like it's going to be one of them two that will take the win. Also, Grindy is back up into P4, doesn't have the time penalties. With 2 laps to go, this is still anybody's race.
Yeah, like you said, Crossfit, it could be really close, and Lexus has retired from the session. That is enough from one of the Ferrari drivers now. But like you said, it could be really close to see who could take the win of the British Grand Prix between Cruiser and more leader. At the moment, Cruiser's trying to keep it clean and not get a penalty, as he could potentially win this race, and he really does not want to battle Fishsticks. He knows that Fishsticks has got that penalty.
So do you think then that he'll just try to sit in behind Fishsticks, even with more leader right in behind him, so we can see how close he is?
Well, at the moment, Cruiser is going to try and hold up more leader. He really doesn't want Cruiser really doesn't want more leader to win this race. Cruiser's gonna try and fight everything he can to make sure that more leader.
And Cruiser's left the session and it's boxed him.
No.
Get Cruiser back as soon as you can. Cruiser has just been hit with the same thing that I was hit with a couple of weeks ago. He's kicked him out of the session and decided to box his car. And that's allowed more leader now to basically run away with this one, barring any mistakes.
So unfortunately, Cruiser will not win this race. It will be more leader, but unfortunately Cruiser left the session and is now the AI has now put him into the pits. So that's not it's not good.
So with a half a lap to go, it looks like this is all done for more leader. Obviously, we did see Fishsticks pick up the 10-second time penalty. Does he have extra? He does have the 3 seconds, so the stewards maybe can't get involved with that. So at the minute, it looks like more leader only has a half a lap left to try to traverse, getting through Maggots and Beckett, especially sitting right in behind Fishsticks. He'll be happy enough just not to do anything stupid here. Cruiser loses it out just before the last lap with the game deciding to disconnect him.
Cruiser will not be happy with that. He was really close, possibly, to get that win, but unfortunately the game just gave up on him.
as you were talking there, we see More Leader actually make the move on Fish Stick, so he just wants to do it on track as well. So as we come through the last corner of Club, it is going to be More Leader who's going to take the British Grand Prix. Fish Stick's taken on track in P2, but it will be Groundsy who takes that P2. Diamond P3, Monkey P4, Fish Sticks will be P5. Quarto finishes 6th. Oh, sorry, actually it'll be Hurst that actually finishes in 6th. Out the time penalties. 7th will actually go to Fish Sticks. Gary will take 8th. And 2 Aston Martins of British Co and Gold Star both take points for them.
So as it stands, Crossbreed on the standings, Groundsy will get more points than Yorkie, because Yorkie finished 5th in this race and Groundsy got P2.
So at what it looks like, barring any stewards that involves Groundsy will be taking our championship lead by 2 points. He will be on 51. Midfield Maestro will be on 49. So should be something to look out for once the stewards do get their reports done this week, as we're just waiting for our final driver of Liam in the Red Bull to come across the line. But what a finish to that race. Obviously Cruiser so disappointed. He had a great battle with More Later. He had Fish Sticks in front of him just to help tow him along, and it's just disconnected at the wrong time.
Then the game just ruined his race and decided to put him into the pits. That is unfortunate though from him, and we all feel really bad for him because he could have won that, but unfortunately More Leader, he did win tonight.
So if you want to start getting the drivers invited for the interviews, I will quickly run through the top 10 again. So taking our British GP tonight is More Later, started from P13. So he'll take full advantage of the safety car, be able to push him up to the top of the field. Groundsy, our new P1 man in the Drivers' Championship at the minute, takes P2. Diamond Dushy in the Alpine again from P11 gets to P3. Monkey Boy, good showing from him in the Haas, up to P4. Yorkie takes P5. Hirsch P6, just without penalties, just shows how much he was able to gain. Fish Sticks takes that P7. Gary P8. And the 2 Aston Martins of British Co and Gold Star round off our top 10 of P9 and P10.
It was unlucky there from Cruiser though, but unfortunately he does miss out on a win that he could have won the British Grand Prix, but unfortunately the game just gave up on him.
I just don't understand this game sometimes. It's just so crazy.